cloth, they tugging it. Putting up numbers, 99 problems, and I still kept it 100. Yeah, it's been a long time coming. They ain't covering my cloth, they tugging it. Putting up numbers, 99 problems, and I still kept it 100. Yeah, who don't play, 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 who don't play.
Music licensing reimagined.
Play, who don't play, 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 who don't play, 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 who don't. Long time coming, black on the bottom of my feet from running. Cataracts under my eyes from hustling. Going from buying and selling to customers. Run up the business, God is my witness. Sun up the sun up from Monday to Sunday. We maxing our limits. My mind running like Tom Cruise on an action movie. Moving a mission, they say that I'm tripping. I've been told I need a vacation. I'm finessing a visit.
Oh, what is up, everybody? Welcome to DFS by the Numbers. This is my early look for UFC 323. Merab Dvalishvili going against Petr Yan 2. We are here on a Monday, and we do have a week off, but I wanted to come on here and talk some fights that for a card that's taking place in 2 weeks, a card that I will be attending, and a really good card. I'm looking forward to this card. It's loaded with really good prelims. We got the return of Jalen Turner coming back off of retiring, taking on Edson Barboza. That's going to be a fun fight. We have Terrence McKinney, Chris Duncan, which is probably the fight I'm most looking forward to. That fight's going to be an absolute banger. Grant Dawson, Manuel Torres is going to be fun. We get a sanctioned murder in Abdomalik versus Antonio Tracoli. And then a solid main card. You know, Moreno, Taira is pretty good fight. Blachowicz, Guskov, pretty good fight. Same thing with Talbot, Cejudo. Really looking forward to the co-main event, the flyweight title between Alexander Pantoja and Joshua Van. And then the main event is probably the fight I'm least looking forward to be honest. But yeah, Merab Dvalishvili versus Petr Yan, the rematch that I didn't want to see, but maybe people wanted to see it. I don't know. But yeah, it's a good card. Good card. So what is up, everybody? I'm going to say what's up to the chat here. Hopefully everybody's having a good Monday. My Monday has been ruined thanks to the Carolina Panthers. Rico Dowdle's at the 1 yard line, and you throw an interception. How about you give it to Rico Dowdle, who's averaging like 5 yards a carry this year? The dumbest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. So my Monday's ruined. I lost my fantasy football matchup. Lamar Jackson crapped the bed 2 weeks in a row, and I'm not too happy with Lamar Jackson and his punk ass. And then, yeah, Rico Dowdle got me tonight as well. So hopefully you guys are having a better Monday than I am. We got Andrew Armstrong in the building. What is up? Saying, been waiting for you, buddy. LOL, even though we got a week off. Yeah, week off, but still want to come on here and talk some fights. Itching to get back in there. You know, I've been waiting for a week off, but once the week off hit, it's like I don't know. I'm looking forward to these fights. Streams always make my night. Thanks for the no problem. Carlos, good to see you in here. We got Mike Oakley. Hey, guys, it's your old friend, William Robbins. What's up, William? I just had a lamb and tuna fish sandwich. That sounds awful. On sourdough bread. Oh, my gosh. No condiments. Jeez. I'm a fan of no condoms, but I'm not a fan of no condiments. You got to put some mayo on it or something. Come on, William. Poor Antonio Tracoli sanction execution. Yeah, it should be, but Mansour Abdomalik is known for some serious shenanigans. So we got Dixon Sider in the building. Brady Loader is such a bum. Not even McDonald's wanted to give him a job with Wellmaker, Dalgarian, Patchy, and Amarim after that embarrassing performance Saturday morning. Even Wash Bruno lasted 15 minutes. Yeah, it was pretty funny. The announcers were talking about how Ryan Loader was in Thailand working on his striking, and he's excited to test out his striking. What an idiot. Like, why are these guys so dumb? How can you be so dumb? Like, I just don't get it. If you're a wrestler, if you're a grappler, how about you grapple? Like, it literally makes no sense to me. Why are you testing out your striking, Ryan Loader? What a dumbass. I mean, Ryan Loader, you're a dumbass, dude. We got T-Carb saying, Brady, you and Uncle Weezer are invited on my boat. There we go. That you share with Michelle Ferrano. We have all the steak you can ask. Okay, steak, hose, yachts. I'm in. You talked me into it. Is that a picture of Mansour Abdomalik eating a steak in a yacht? It does look a little bit like Malik, doesn't it? It does, huh? It certainly does. We got Daniel Forrest giving Monday Night Football for Brady, Uncle Weezy, and the entire Stat Diggers family. Had to kick my friends out and everything. There you go. Something tells me the show is going to be special. Well, it's not Stat Diggers. Stat Diggers will be back next Monday, but wanted to come on here and kind of give an early look for you guys. I love Brazilian steak. I'll be attending. Thank you very much. Yeah, Brazilian steak is good, man. I remember picking Merab when he was an underdog against Yan in their first fight. So many people were picking Jan. Horiguchi versus Pantoja will feed generation. That'll be a fun fight. But yeah, Jan was like a minus 260 favorite in their first fight, and Merab looked like minus 500. Come on. We got the Hood Wolf in the building, Cedricus Dumas. I'm busy with Brady in the dog crate. That's why he's late. That is not why I was late. I was late because I was watching the Trash Panthers screw me over. SD is innocent. I don't know about that. Got to make 2K this weekend for my dog's cancer surgery. We've got this, guys. Hopefully you do so. And even probably not on UFC because there's no UFC this weekend, but maybe you can get some college football or something like that. We got Mike James reposted the stream. If you guys are watching on X, don't be afraid to repost the stream for me. Would be much, much appreciated. I am a week early. Weezy is enjoying the week off like a smart person is doing. I mean, that's very smart to enjoy the week off. I couldn't for some reason. I don't know. I'm very motivated right now. Hello, Big Brady. Sorry, all the punk asses got you down. I'm sick of these punk asses, man. I'm sick of these punk asses week after week. Get me down. I can't wait for football to be over. It just pisses me off so much. It's unbelievable. I mean, it's a coach. They're so dumb. I mean, how can you be so dumb? How can people be so dumb? It just makes no sense to me. Really, and just so many dumb people in this world. It's absolutely ridiculous. Like, how can people be so dumb? Mansur's over 1.5 line gets steamed every fight. Not saying anything shady is happening. Just an interesting observation. Yeah, I think it is very shady with Mansur Abdomalik, and we'll talk about it. And what I also find very interesting, and here's my hot take for this week, for this card, for UFC 323. There's been a lot of talk that Jason Herzog hasn't been around, and he hasn't. He's been gone the last 3 or 4 cards. But apparently, Jason Herzog's coming back for UFC 323. And my hot take, my prediction, is Jason Herzog will be reffing the Mansur Abdomalik Antonio Tracoli fight. And you know damn well that fight's soaring over 1.5 rounds. And you know Herzog's cashing in over 1.5 rounds, as is Mansur Abdomalik. Like, what's up with Mansur Abdomalik? This guy doesn't start fighting until the 3rd round starts sometimes. It's absolutely ridiculous. But that's my hot take. My hot take is Herzog actually refs the Mansur Abdomalik fight, and the fight goes over 1.5. You heard it here first. 2 weeks in advance. Mansur Abdomalik needs to stop training with Strickland. He's losing his aggression. Yeah, I mean, it's so stupid. It's so stupid. Like, go out there and fight, man. If Herzog refs Mansur's fight, then we know what's up. I can almost guarantee you he's going to ref the fight. I mean, there's a, 30% chance he refs the fight? Herzog probably gets to ref 3 or 4 fights. And yeah, Herzog's probably going to ref any fights I have unders on. So Herzog's probably going to ref the Turner-Barboza fight. we know damn well Herzog's reffing the McKinney Duncan fight. He's going to ref the Mansur Abdomalik Tracoli fight. And then he'll probably ref the co-main event, the Pantoja Van fight. He'll ref all 4 of those fights, and he'll screw me in all 4 of them. Can't wait for Herzog to be back. All right, guys. I say we get into UFC 323. Let's break down some fights. We got 14 fight, another 14 fight card. We've had back 14 fight cards. So they're really, really putting it on us towards the end of the year here. So we'll start with the first fight of the card. And we have Muhammad Naimov going against Marion Santos. And we got odds here. I was hoping they would get the totals out. Was really hoping they'd get the totals out. No totals for us yet. My guess is they're going to get them out on Thanksgiving when everybody's with their friends and their family and just screw everybody over on Thanksgiving. Get the totals out on Thursday. That's my prediction. But we got Marion Santos is currently a minus 245 favorite. He actually opened at minus 150. And Muhammad Naimov opened at plus 130. He's currently a plus 210 underdog. And yeah, I've never been high on Naimov at all. I think this guy's a horrible minute winner. Very low volume. He's eating more than he's given out. I don't think he has the best cardio. He straight up quit in that Felipe Lima fight. But, I also think that Marion Santos is a little bit overrated. I thought he clearly lost to Francis Marshall. I mean, to be honest, that was probably one of the worst decisions of the year, that Francis Marshall win that they gave. I mean, I thought pretty clearly Francis Marshall got the job done. And yeah, Santos is a little bit low volume as well. He fought Sadiq Youssef in his last fight, And I thought Sadiq Yusuf just looked like a complete shell of himself. Like Sadiq Yusuf didn't even show up for 15 minutes. So I'm kind of surprised to see this much steam come in on Marion Santos because, you got to think all the grappling upside is on the Naimov side. Naimov, although not the best minute winner, he does have a lot of power. And Marion Santos, in his only loss, he had been knocked out. So, yeah, I'm not getting to minus 245 on Santos. I do think he's the better fighter. I do think he's the better minute winner. I do think he's the better striker. He should have the takedown defense to keep this upright. But I just really struggle to see where there's any value at minus 245 at this point. Really anywhere near this number, I just can't get to. It's probably a dog or pass, but I'm not a fan of Naimov. This guy's a cheater. This guy will grab your gloves. This guy will grab the cage. This guy will grab your shorts. This guy's probably cheating on his wife right now in Las Vegas, with a couple hookers in the hotel room, fucking a couple hookers right now. Muhammad Naimov is one of the biggest cheaters in the UFC. So, yeah, give me Santos here. Santos probably by decision would be my prediction here. No totals yet. Potentially an over, maybe. But, yeah, Santos gets it done. I just don't really like the line. What are you guys liking in this first fight here? Not my favorite fight of the card, for sure. Definitely not my favorite fight of the card. Merab Abdomalik via decision was plus 800 last time. I don't know. Did he end up? Did they call that fight a decision or did they call it a third round KO? They called it a decision, didn't they? Let me see. I'm pretty sure they called that a decision because it was like a head clash or something weird happened. So it got overturned. I don't know. I forget what they called it on Fight Night. It ended up getting overturned. But I think on Fight Night they called it a technical decision where it went to the scorecards and they judged the first two rounds in the first minute of the third round. I'm pretty sure. And yeah, that was a big number. And it was just a very suspicious fight. I remember being on the under 1.5. I think it was my biggest play of the night. I mean, it's a Cody Brundage, Mansur Abdomalik fight. Like it's supposed to be absolute fireworks, and these guys don't throw a punch until the third round. It's very suspicious. I'm on to you, Mansur Abdomalik. I'm absolutely on to you. I won't say anything to your face because you're terrifying, but I'll say it on here. I'm on to you, Mansur Abdomalik. You've been cashing overs left and right. It's time to stop. Time to stop. Surprised there's no Holland to sell a parlay. Yeah, Holland, I'm glad he's not on the card as well. Holland's been struggling. I mean, how do you lose to Daniel Rodriguez? One of the biggest upsets of the year. Still can't believe that. Point deduction plus 2,000 is free for this fight. Hey, there'll be a lot of cheating going on. Naimov will grab those gloves. He will poke those eyes. Muhammad Naimov, like I said, probably cheating on his wife right now. Santos, yeah, I think it's Santos as well. I think it's Santos. Santos by robbery. Yeah, I mean, that I don't typically call, stuff robbery, nothing like that. But I mean, that Francis Marshall fight was about as close to a robbery as you'll see. I mean, that was just a really bad decision, I thought. Maybe instant split. Yeah, I could see it being close. Like if Naimov's able to get some success in the grappling, like that's why I don't understand why this line's getting blown out that much. I wouldn't feel comfortable laying minus 245 on Marion Santos. Yeah, technical decision. I think I stopped watching the fight after the first 7.5 minutes because I was so pissed off. Like these guys didn't throw anything for 10 minutes. I think I stopped watching, and then I looked up and the fight was over. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. As soon as they started fighting, the fight was over. It was just ridiculous. Can we see Peyton Talbot versus Manel Kape catchweight? I don't think so. We're gonna see Manel Kape next couple weeks against Brandon Royval, I believe, at UFC Vegas in the Apex, and then we're gonna see Peyton Talbot here against Henry Cejudo. Why you think Cejudo's gonna pull out or something? That'd be interesting. We got Mills, MMA Locker Room. What is up? He said, "What's up, Brady? Karina Silva at plus money has my eye like Aspinall." I like it. Yeah, we'll touch on that fight. Money is coming in on Silva. She was opened up plus 160. She's currently plus 135. Naimov did beat Wood, yeah, and Wood's a solid fighter. Uncle Weezy's taking a week off as he deserves, and like I should be doing, but I wanted to come on here and talk some fights. Naimov cheated. Wood, you mean that was some BS? Oh, he cheated so much in that Wood fight. I mean, he was grabbing the shorts. He was grabbing the cage. I mean, that was bad. Wasn't a robbery at all. Rewatched the fight. I did rewatch the fight. I like I said, I don't want to call it a robbery. It was close. It was close to a robbery. I scored at Francis Marshall like 29-28. And I think you could even give it like a 30-27 to Francis Marshall. I thought it was a great performance by Marshall, but they gave the fight to Santos. So, yeah, I mean, I strongly disagreed with the decision. Let's see what MMA decisions had for that fight. Decisions, Francis Marshall versus Marion Santos. Unless I'm just talking out of my ass, but I remember that just being a horrible, horrible decision. Yeah, I mean, every single media score. See if I can bring it up. Yeah, every single media score. A lot of 30-27s. And like I said, I scored at 29-28, but you could have given a 30-27 to Marshall, I thought. You got Dane Fox down there, Zane Simon, you got Keith Schillen, Ben Duffy, a couple 29-28. Yeah, zero scores for Marion Santos. So I think you need to go rewatch the fight, Jup. You know, that's what I challenge. That's what I'm going to challenge you to do right now, Jup. Get off of here, leave the stream, and go rewatch the fight. And I'm worried about you, Jup. I'm seriously worried about you. Because if you scored that fight for Marion Santos, I think there might be something wrong with you. I don't know if it's a seeing problem. I don't know if it's a mental issue. But if you scored that fight for Marion Santos, don't tell me to go rewatch the fight, buddy. I think you need to go rewatch the fight. No, Jup. Get off of here. Get off of here right now. And go rewatch the fight. And I want a round by round breakdown. Get out a pen, get some paper. I want a round by round breakdown about how and on God's green earth you thought that Santos won that fight. Come on. I pray to God. I pray to God you're trolling right now. Because if you're not trolling, we have a problem bigger than this decision. I'm actually worried about Jup. I'm actually really worried about Jup. If you scored that, fight for Santos, I'm worried. I'm worried. God, am I worried. Naimov stopped Wood from finishing him by holding his glove for a minute. Like I said, he's a cheater. He's the cheater. These tough guys have been kind of mid lately. Absolutely. I mean, besides Joseph Morales is as legit as you're going to see out of these tough guys lately. Is Colton G? I think Colton G's dead, to be honest. I haven't heard from him in months. I truly think he's gone. Or in prison. Either or. We got Fresh and Swole just dropping in to say F. Malcolm Wellmaker still. Yeah, Malcolm Wellmaker didn't get the job done. Took the fight on a couple days' notice. And guys, it's got to stop doing that. They got to stop taking fights on 2 days' notice. We just saw somebody else, right? Step in on two. We saw Waldo step in on 2 days' notice, and Shamil loses the fight against the guy who had a 20-hour flight on 2 days' notice. Guys really got to stop accepting fights on 2 days' notice. It just doesn't work out. Get some help. Yeah, I don't understand that. 12% believe Santos won, 87% believe Marshall won, and I had no money on the fight. I was gonna bet Marshall, ended up staying off. Thank goodness I did, but I thought Marshall clearly won the fight. 90% of people who watch the UFC aren't MMA fans, and that 90% of people can't score a fight either. Yeah, I mean, really nobody can score. Not even the judges can score a fight correctly. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of sad. But all right, Jep, go rewatch the fight. Come back here in about 15 to 18 minutes. And if you still think that Santos won the fight, let me know. But we got to move on because I will have zero action on that first fight of the night. Might not even get to watch it. I mean, sometimes it's tough to get up there, get into your seats. You gotta go grab a drink. You gotta spend $20 plus on a beer at the T-Mobile Arena. Maybe I might not even make the first fight of the night. But all right, let's move on to the next fight. And I'm really looking forward to this fight here. It is Ibo Aslan going against Iwo Baraniewski. We got Ibo Aslan is the underdog. So yeah, money's pouring in on Iwo here. Ivo Baraniewski opened up -150. He's currently -200. And I saw him at -140. I'm like, that's very interesting because I do like the matchup for Ivo here. But Aslan opened up +130, currently +170. So what I noticed from Aslan is this guy has the worst ground game I've ever seen in my entire life. And I went and watched all the fights for Baraniewski. And this guy, Baraniewski, in all of his wins outside of the Contender Series fight, where he had like a 20-second knockout against Muhammad Ali. But in all of his other wins, he's using that judo. He's getting guys to the ground, and he's either tapping them out or he's pounding them out. His ground game looks pretty good. And that's pretty much his whole career, just taking guys down and beating them on the mat. And we saw Ivo Aslan get taken down and submitted by, the Pleasure Man back in the day in their first fight outside the UFC. And then we also saw, more concerningly, we saw Iwan Kudalaba take down Ivo Aslan and choke him out. I mean, that's to say that's concerning is an understatement, because I don't believe that Iwan Kudalaba even attempted a submission prior to that fight, and then he got him with that arm triangle choke. It was a horrible display of ground skills from Ivo Aslan. So it's interesting because on the feet, either guy can knock either guy out. We saw that Ivo has a ton of power. I mean, that shot that landed against Muhammad Ali, it looked like it barely touched him, and he went down like a sack of potatoes. And Ivo Aslan, what's he good at? He's good at knocking people out on the feet. When he lets his hands go in combination, he has a lot of power, a lot of early finishes. So I think both guys are allowed to knock each other out. But I just think that Ivo Baraniewski has a significant advantage on the ground. And if he's able to get on top once, I mean, the fight's probably over. So I like Baraniewski here. Would have liked him a lot better at -140. But he's currently -200 now. So we'll have to see what the props look like when they open up. But I think Baraniewski has a lot more ways to win this fight, and I think he has a significant advantage once the fight hits the ground there. All right, what are you guys liking in this fight here? Ricky Tercios won tough. That's all you need to know about how trash it is. Yeah, it's been trash for a while, to be honest. It's been getting worse and worse and worse. I mean, isn't Juliana Miller like a tough winner? Like, come on. Like, it's been really bad. It's been very, very bad. I missed the Colton G saga. Can I get a recap? It's not really a saga. It was just, to be honest, it was just kind of just a one-time thing. This guy came into my chat one day, and his name was Colton G, and he was just talking a bunch of crap, just sending a lot of threats and saying he's gonna pipe me on site. Him and his goons are gonna pipe me on site. And it was an ongoing thing that entire show. He was using really dirty emojis. He was using the purple pickle emoji, the peach emoji, pretty much saying he wanted to have like sex with me, brutal sex with me. And yeah, just kind of sending me kind of threats like that. And then I didn't hear from him ever again. It was the weirdest thing. I don't know if he went to prison, which would make sense. I don't know if he's still living and with us. But since that day, I've not heard from Colton G. I'm actually kind of worried about him. But I guess that's the saga. There's not much to it. Colton G said he's going to pipe me on site. Haven't heard from him since. Let's get Dumas on the judges panel. His probation officer says if he gets cut from the UFC, he needs a real job as terms of his probation. I don't think Dumas can even count, add up the numbers. No, I think that'd be a horrible idea. I mean, this guy Dumas can barely type a sentence, let alone, score a fight. We got Eileen Perez's butthole in the building. 16 of 17 combined pro fights have finished ITD between Aslan and Baraniewski. And yeah, the only time Aslan did go the distance was in his last fight, right? Against Billy Elikana, where they both pulled a Denzel Freeman for 15 minutes and it did literally nothing. I mean, that was one of the worst fights of all time. They both didn't do anything at all. I mean, it was a horrible look for Aslan, especially because Aslan went to Dagestan for a couple months and he was doing like promo video. Oh, he's in Dagestan running the mountains. And then he shows up and lands. I mean, I got to see how many strikes he landed over the course of 15 minutes. He pulled a William Knight. He pulled a Denzel Freeman. Ivo Aslan landed a grand total. Oh, that's more than I thought. He landed 28 strikes. But that's still bad because the fight hit the mat 0 times. I mean, the fight was at distance for 15 minutes. There was 0 seconds of control for either guy, and he landed only 28 strikes. So not quite William Knight-esque, but pretty dang close. That was an absolute horrible performance. And I always go back to that William Knight fight against Marcin Prachnio, where he landed 8 strikes over the course of 15 minutes, William Knight. 0 seconds of control for either guy. The fight was at distance for 15 minutes, and William Knight, I kid you not, you can look it up, William Knight landed 3 strikes in round 1, 1 strike in round 2, and 4 strikes in round 3. William Knight with one of the worst performances of all time. We got Mata in the building. Are you going to be there, Brady? I will as well. Let me buy you a brewski, my G. I'll take it, man. I'll take all the brewskis I can get because they're $20. They're $20 at the T-Mobile Arena. So, yeah, I'll be there. Me, my friend, my brother, we're all going. We got pretty good seats as well. And, yeah, looking forward to this card. Had this card circled for a while now. Hopefully, Ibo got some help after last fight. I mean, he needed it. I mean, that was just horrible. That was horrible. We got Dravi in the building. Evo Champ 2026. He looks good. He does look like he looks good. I mean, he clearly has good striking, good judo, good ground and pound, submission game, but still very untested. Only 5 professional fights, 6 professional fights. He can be good. I mean, he could definitely be good. I don't know about champion, but I think he has a better chance of being champion than Ibo Aslan. That's for dang sure. Under 1.5. Yeah, I wish we had a total so we can talk about it. I wonder what they're going to set that total. Well, they're going to set it at 1.5. But, yeah, I don't know, because Aslan did go to decision his last time. So I'm curious to see where they're going to put the total at. Iwo for sure. I hope his round 1 is playable. Yeah, how I kind of see the fight playing out is, I mean, I think Iwo's going to get on top, and I mean, he's going to destroy him on the ground. So, and Iwo Baraniewski, he comes to fight. He's not going to pull a Billy Elicana. Like, he's going to make Aslan kind of fight. That's kind of why I'm looking forward to this fight here. We got Dixon saying, Brady, I remember that one time Poirier's X account got hacked and they shared a video of Ibo Aslan. What? I honestly think those same hackers have compromised and paid Ibo to guarantee the overs hit in his fights. What are you talking about, man? What are you talking about? I don't know about that. Had to check the Panther score. Yeah. I had Rico Dowdle going tonight, and I was going against George Kittle. I basically just needed Rico Dowdle to outscore a tight end. I needed a starting running back to outscore a tight end tonight, and it didn't get done. You got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. I hate fantasy football. I can't wait for it to be over. I can't wait for it to be over. Purple pickle, eggplant, same thing, right? Let me look it up. Purple. Hopefully a cock doesn't show up. Purple pickle. Can't have that on my history. Yeah, I looked up purple pickle, and I'm not going to share the screen because it looks like there's a purple dildo. But yeah, I see the eggplant there. I think it's a purple pickle. I don't know. It could be both. It could be both. Yeah, I got you, Brandon. He's a plumber. Oh, that could make sense. Colton G's a plumber. Kudalaba gave him PTSD. I mean, I guess. I mean, I don't know. It's just so weird to me. You go to Dagestan, you're making hype videos, and it's like you put more effort into the hype video than you did into your fight. Like, I don't get that. I don't understand. Yeah, I don't understand that. And I don't understand how Denzel Freeman and like what was that? That was horrible. Like, they didn't even try to fight. It was the craziest thing. The craziest thing about that performance was Aslan throwing his hands up at the I remember that. I hate when fighters do that. They go out there and have an absolutely shitty performance. They fight awfully, and then they raise their hands up like they did something. Like, put your hands down. Like, and it's even funnier when they clearly lose a 30-27 and they put their hands up at the end of the fight. Like, put your hands down. What are you putting your hands up for? Absolutely unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Weezy is pickling his cucumbers. I don't know what that means. We got Daniel Forrest saying, shout out to the hardcores watching right now instead of Monday Night Football. Well, football sucks. Brady Millions will follow willingly or by force. I don't know about that. But yeah, I hate football, man. I just hate it. It pisses me off so bad. Evo versus Ebo is diabolical. Should be a fun fight. Sounds good, man. Hopefully see you there. Did Weezy say the N-word? No, absolutely not. You should trade up for Sam Laporta. I did trade for Sam Laporta, and then 2 days later, this guy has like a broken back. Like, how are you breaking your back on an off day? Like, you didn't even practice, and how's your back broken, Sam Laporta? How the hell is your back broken? You got to be kidding me. Purple Pickle was my nickname in high school. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Hit the like button, everyone. Agreed. Do appreciate all the likes, and subscribe if you haven't yet. 150 subs away from 30K. Hoping to get there in the very near future. Brady, did it hurt when Morales knocked you out the other night? And why didn't you try to wrestle earlier? No, luckily I had I had the fight doesn't go to decision there, so that was pretty big. And I wish I would have bet that Morales KO. It was like plus 340. Maybe Sam Laporta and Colin G linked it. Maybe Colin G piped him on site potentially. Like Bilal last weekend sitting on top of the cage. Like, I didn't even watch that fight. Have you ranted about Denzel Freeman yet? No, I didn't yet. I mean, there's not much to say. I mean, it makes no sense to me. That performance, like, I don't know. And what's even worse was the bum that he was fighting. Like, the bum that he was fighting was a pure grappler who attempted 0 takedowns for the first, like, 12 and a half minutes. I don't know. Not much to rant about. All right, let's move on to the next fight. And where's that dude that was supposed to go rewatch the Santos Marshall fight? I need him to get back in here and give me his thoughts. All right, let's get to the good stuff. Let's get to the good stuff now. We got Edson Barboza going against Jalen Turner. And I'm really looking forward to this fight. And it's funny. I saw a video a couple months ago where Jalen Turner talked about how he's actually going to be coming back and coming back out of retirement. And I quote retweeted it, and I said, well, put Jalen Turner on the UFC 323 card. And then a couple of days later, they announced that Jalen Turner would be on the 323 card because I wanted to see it. I was at the T-Mobile Arena when Jalen Turner took on Uros Medic. And I was at the T-Mobile Arena when Jalen Turner took on Dan Hooker. So I've been at a couple of Jalen Turner fights live, and have not disappointed. Like any Turner fight has not disappointed. So I'm happy to be there watching Jalen Turner live. And this reminds me a lot of the Crute fight, believe it or not. It's like Jimmy Crute retires. And it's like, why are you retiring, Jimmy Crute? Like, yeah, you're a dumbass. We get that, but you're a good fighter, Jimmy Crute. And same thing with Jalen Turner. Jalen Turner is a very good fighter. I mean, this guy is extremely skilled. I was doing my stats for the UFC 323 card, and I was putting in his record, and the record's 14-9. I had to double check that. I had to make sure. I'm like, there's no way Jalen Turner's 14-9. Because you look at a guy like Jalen Turner, and it's like, he's so much better than his record looks. He's 1-4 in his last 5 fights. But you look at his losses, and it's like anytime he's losing, it's because of, the ground game. We've seen, even in the past, like Matt Frivola taking him down for 15 minutes, got subbed by Ignacio Bahamondes. He got taken down multiple times by Mateus Gamrot. Some other guys taking him down. When he's losing, he's typically getting taken down in control because on the feet, not many people can hang with this guy Turner on the feet. And even in the Moicano fight, I mean, Jalen Turner just about knocked out Moicano, but he tried to get the walk-off and ended up getting TKO'd in the second round. But yeah, on the feet, Jalen Turner's an absolute problem. So he's coming back after retirement, And I feel like he's getting a really good fight here against Edson Barboza, who I just think he's done, man. I think Edson's washed. I truly do. Because I thought Jakar Close was kind of washed. I was really worried about the durability of Jakar Close, right? And Jakar Close was just wobbling Edson Barboza with everything that landed. And, this guy Barboza, I think the durability is on a very steep decline. Against Lerone Murphy, over the course of 25 minutes, like he was doing the stanky leg over the course of 25 minutes, getting wobbled, getting rocked, and he got hurt really bad in the Yusuf fight. Like that fight was very close to getting stopped in the first round. And it's like, Jalen Turner, I think, is a lot more dangerous than Sadiq Yusuf, Lerone Murphy, and Jakar Close. It's like, I don't think Barboza can keep getting away with this. So I think Turner is going to hit Barboza and hit him very hard and put him out. The concern about Turner, though, and why it's really tough to lay this price tag is the mentality. This guy, it kind of looked like he quit in his last fight against Bahamondes, and then he retired. It's like, that's not the best look, but he's not going to have to really worry about Edson grappling here. And he's really just got to, touch that chin and hurt him and finish him. So, yeah, I think Turner gets it done. Interested to see where this line goes. He opened up minus 250, went to minus 225. He's currently minus 255. I think it's a very winnable fight for Jalen Turner here, and I think it's a good fight to come back from. And quite frankly, he shouldn't retire. I mean, this guy is so skilled, a lot more skilled than his record indicates. So, yeah, I like Turner here quite a bit. What are you guys liking in this fight here? I expected a Maness flick like Rant, disappointed, mate. I mean, it's such a bad fight that I don't even really want to talk about it. Is the problem. I already kind of, I don't know. I really don't have much to say about it. It was just a stupid fight. That was the weirdest matchup. What was a middle-aged black dude and a Polish dude making debuts in Qatar? I don't know. And they both fought just horribly. Jalen has no heart. I remember a fighter talking about how he's lazy in training. Talent can only take you so far in this game. And yeah, that's fair to say. That's the question mark, the heart, right? That's the question mark. What's good? Good to see you in here. The battle of the washed. I don't think Turner's washed. He's only 30. Turner a dog? Nah. No, Turner's minus 255. Yeah, I would tend to think so, but I truly think that Bobby Green fight ruined Jalen Turner's career. Kerry Hatley ruined Jalen Turner's career because he almost killed Bobby Green there. I mean, that was one of the worst stoppages I've seen in my entire life. Up there with the Herzog Yahya fight, up there with the Benoit Saint Denis fight. I mean, you could put that. I'm going to put that in my top 3. That Green fight. And I went back and watched it, and I posted on Twitter a couple days ago, and I said, has Kerry Hatley been arrested yet? Because I went back, I couldn't believe my eyes. Like, he put Bobby Green out 4 different times on the ground. Like, I'm surprised that Hatley hasn't been investigated for that. And then after that, what happened? He was kind of scared to follow up against Moicano. He was kind of scared to follow up against Moicano, and then he quit against Bahamondes. I truly think that Kerry Hatley ruined the career of Jalen Turner. His mental probably won't matter if this fight lasts for 2 minutes. Yeah, I don't really think it'll matter. He's going to get the fight he wants. He's not going to have to grapple, you wouldn't think. So, I got Barboza anyway at the price. Jalen stinks, and I don't like him. I mean, he doesn't stink at all. Absolutely doesn't stink. I wish he would say that to his face. Go up to Jalen Turner and say that he stinks. I wouldn't. I mean, he's terrifying. I mean, he's 6'3" at lightweight. He has the death touch. I wouldn't tell him he stinks. The size difference will be wild. Can see Turner catching him down the middle as Barboza kicks. I see this fight going a lot like Turner versus Green. First round KO. I hope it's not that brutal. An old wash fighter versus one with questionable heart mental. You give up on yourself in your career. How can anyone take you seriously in your career? Well, Jimmy Crute retired and gave up. And he came back, and Jimmy Crute's 2-0. Yeah, King, Bobby, same thing. Turner's mentality is washed, potentially. The line will move. It's looking like it. It's looking like money's coming on Turner. I don't think Turner's going to be too big of a favorite because there are those question marks about retiring, but yeah, he was minus 225 and now he's minus 255. Barboza's ancient, yeah. Turner is good, but when guys start saying they don't want to hurt people, they always seem to decline. Yeah, and he said that. He was kind of, I think that Bobby Green fight changed him. Kerry Hatley is eating steak at a ringside steakhouse, counting $100 bills. Yeah, wouldn't doubt it. Wouldn't doubt it. I just really hope that Jason Herzog's not reffing this fight, the Barboza-Turner fight. I truly hope that Herzog's not reffing the fight. I mean, if Herzog refs this fight, like we could see the end of Edson Barboza. We truly could. All right. Let's move on to the next fight. We have a couple really intriguing fights on this card. A couple really intriguing fights. And this is one of them. We have Marvin Vettori against Bruno Ferreira. And what I find so intriguing about this fight is we have a guy in Bruno Ferreira who has a 100% finish rate. He's never won a decision. Quite frankly, he's never came close to winning a decision. All of his wins come within the first 2 rounds, and most of his wins come in the first round and a half. And it's interesting because Marvin Vettori, although declining pretty badly, Marvin Vettori is next level durable. He's never been knocked out. He has a massive head, and he can eat a lot of these shots. So I guess the question is Bruno Ferreira the first person to knock out Marvin Vettori? Does Bruno Ferreira win his first decision? I mean, there could be a couple firsts that are on the table in this matchup. Does Marvin Vettori, he's taken a big step down in competition. Vettori went from fighting Brendan Allen, Roman Dolidze, Jared Cannonier, Roman Dolidze, Robert Whittaker. I mean, Marvin Vettori has been fighting the top of the division for like the last several years. Now he's taken a step down. Does Marvin Vettori go back to the grappling in this fight? I think that'd be pretty wise. I remember Abu Smagomedov, who's one of the biggest gas bags in the division. He out-cardioed Bruno Ferreira. He took him down twice in the 3rd round, and he submitted a very exhausted Bruno Ferreira. Could Marvin Vettori go back to the grappling here? Or will Vettori stand there and swing dicks with Ferreira and see who has the bigger dick? I don't know. It's a really weird fight. Really weird fight. I was looking at the Tapology votes. 60% of people have Ferreira, 40% of people have Vettori, but the odds don't reflect that. I'm surprised money's coming in on Vettori just because he looks completely awful. I mean, he looks terrible. So bad his last couple fights. So I was thinking money would come in on Ferreira, but I don't know. I was definitely leaning to Vettori's way. I think he's fought the much, much better competition. He's taken a massive step down. He's going to have a cardio advantage, a durability advantage, a grappling advantage. I think there's a lot of reasons to like Vettori, but Vettori also I think is becoming almost washed. I would say he's almost washed. He's almost there. Looked awful against Brendan Allen. Looked awful against Roman Dolidze. Looked awful against Jared Cannonier. He's just looked awful. He's looked terrible, Marvin Vettori. So really surprised to see that money's coming in on Vettori. What do you guys liking in this fight? I'm leaning Vettori, but I'm not laying chalk on him. But it's just weird because is Ferreira gonna knock out Vettori? I just think that's kind of a stretch. Is Ferreira gonna win his first decision? I also think that's kind of a stretch. I mean, if Ferreira's not knocking out Vettori, I think Vettori probably wins unless he's completely washed. It's just a weird fight. Just a really weird. I don't know how to attack this one. I'm definitely not laying chalk on Vettori. Maybe the props will be pretty interesting. I don't know. It's a very weird one. Bruno round 1 or Vettori decision should be the place for this fight. Yeah, maybe. It's so hard to picture Vettori getting knocked out. Even Jared Cannonier, who's one of the hardest hitters in the division, hit Marvin Vettori. I mean, Jared Cannonier hit Marvin Vettori over 200 times, well over 200 times. And Vettori was able to, he got hurt, but he was able to eat those shots. So I don't know. Bruno is one sloppy boppy. Yeah, I would tend. He's a sloppy boppy. He is a sloppy boppy. Vettori got hurt last time. Yeah, he got hurt a little bit against Allen. He got really hurt against Cannonier. And then in the Dolidze fight, he actually hurt Dolidze. but didn't really get hurt there. He just looked awful. Just looked like a lot of ring rust. And he's been battling injuries, and he's taken a lot of damage these last 3 fights. I mean, it took just like that Cannonier fight had to have taken like 10 years off of the life of Marvin Vettori. Just a massive beatdown over 25 minutes, which those are the worst beatdowns. You know, you get knocked out, it's one thing, but getting just dismantled over the course of 25 minutes, like those are the ones that'll take years and years off your life. And that was a bad beatdown. And then the Allen fight, he took a lot of damage as well. I thought Allen was going to knock him out, but I mean, Vettori's durability is something to behold. Absolutely. If Vettori isn't washed, he will win this one easily. I think he is a little washed. I think he's a little washed. Not all the way, though, right? I don't think he's all the way washed, but he's getting there. I'm worried about him. Bruno KO better be pretty juicy line against the immortal Vettori. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it will be, because that's all Ferreira does. He's either knocking you out or he's winning by submission. We will be the first to chin Vettori. Wouldn't that be crazy? That'd be crazy if Ferreira was the first to knock out Vettori. Vettori, if you have backward shorts, I can see it. I can see it. Nobody's knocking out Vettori. Over 2.5 parlay piece sounds decent. Ferreira's never been over, which it makes this fight more interesting. Ferreira in 16 fights, he's never been over 2.5 rounds, I don't think. Not sure when the Abus choke was. I think that was just slightly under 2.5. I don't know. I don't think he's ever been over 2.5, but maybe Vettori's the first one to take him there. Marvin can't get finished and has major grappling advantage. Yeah. Hopefully fight goes to decision is plus money. I think it will be absolutely be plus money. Vettori's chin finally gets cracked this time. It's just hard to predict that, you know? Maybe, but I don't know. I feel like if Vettori performs how he did in the Allen fight, which was awful, I still think he beats Bruno. Yeah, I would have liked to see Vettori like mix in a little bit more grappling in that Allen fight. He had some success, you know, mixing in some takedowns, but on the feet, he was just getting hit way too much. Marvin round 3 decision. I think staying away from this fight is the best look. Too much variance. Oh, it's so much variance. So many factors going into this fight. It's crazy. So many factors going into the fight. Vettori isn't a finisher. No, he's not. He has like, I think 3 or maybe 4 finishes in his career, all submissions. Bruno gets tired, dude. He does. He absolutely does. He's a finisher. He's an early finisher at that. Better live bet than pre. Agreed. Ferreira's cardio is horrible. Agreed. I mean, Abus Magomedov out cardioed Bruno Ferreira. I mean, that's all you need to know. How do you have worse cardio than Abus Magomedov? I mean, come on. Vettori made Allen look like the best boxer. Yeah, I couldn't believe that. I mean, Allen's hands looked good, but he has a big target, easy target. I mean, Vettori's head is huge. Dumb and dumber, yeah. Vettori does strike me as a very dumb guy. I don't know if Ferreira's, I wouldn't call him dumb. I don't know, but Vettori does shock me as a pretty dumb guy. All right. Weird fight there, but let's get to the good stuff. It is Terrence McKinney going against Chris Duncan. This is my favorite fight on the card. I can't wait for this one. What a fight. What a fight. We got Chris Duncan. Opened up minus 110. So this fight opened up a pick'em. Chris Duncan's currently minus 185. Terrence McKinney opened up minus 110. He's currently plus 160. So a lot of money has came in on Chris Duncan. And this is it's your typical Terrence McKinney fight. We know what's going to happen. Kinda. So I guess the most interesting thing about this fight, or the thing that I'm intrigued by the most, is the game plan for Terrence McKinney, right? Because in some fights, Terrence McKinney comes out there and he tries to stand there and take your head off. But sometimes he comes out there and he grapples. Like there was the fight against Damir Hadzovic. I remember betting the submission prop because Damir Hadzovic has the worst grappling in UFC history, and Damir Hadzovic has like a 15% takedown defense. I was pretty sure that McKinney would go out there, take the path to least resistance, and grapple Damir Hadzovic. But he did not. He did the opposite of that. He went out there and he stand and banged with Hadzovic, and he got the better of it, and then he TKO'd him on the ground. So sometimes he'll go out there and he'll grapple, like the Breeden fight went out there and struck. Same thing with the Merab fight. The Eric Gonzalez fight, he went out there, he took the back and he choked him out. The Farazayam fight, he took him down, took the back and choked him out. So yeah, some fights will wrestle, some fights will come out there and stand and bang. And what's interesting about this fight is I don't know if he's going to have an easy time taking down Chris Duncan. I mean, the amount of improvements Chris Duncan has made over the last couple of years is quite scary. He's training at American Top Team. He's getting, that Florida sun, which seems to help a lot of fighters. That South Florida sun. His takedown defense looks better than ever. His durability looks better than ever. Like at one point, I was worried about the durability of Chris Duncan. I kind of thought this guy was a little bit chinny, but I mean, now he's looking a lot more durable. He's taking punches very well. The takedown defense is looking better. The grappling's looking better than ever. I mean, Chris Duncan is making so many improvements. I think between these two guys, in terms of who's making more improvements, I mean, it's Chris Duncan night and day. But, the fact of the matter is somebody's going to get served here. Somebody's going to get served very brutally. Terrence McKinney can finish a lot of guys early on, but it has to be early. In terms of who has the better cardio, it's Duncan by a mile. In terms of who has the better durability, and it's probably Duncan by a mile. I mean, McKinney's been finished 7 times. Not even Shannon Ross has been finished 7 times. Malcolm Gordon hasn't even been finished 7 times. Matt Schnell has, but yeah, McKinney's been finished 7 times. Has a couple minutes of cardio, doesn't really have a chin. So I don't know. I feel like whoever wins this fight's going to look minus 1,000. But I gotta go with. I'm gonna ride the hot hand here and go with Duncan. I think his durability is better. Both guys can give it. And that's the thing. Both guys can give it, but really only one guy can take it. Terrence can't take it, man. Terrence can't take it. He can give it, but he can't take it. And Duncan's been showing in his last several fights that he can take it. He can take it a lot better. So, yeah, this fight's going to be complete chaos, and I'm looking forward to it. But I'm leaning Duncan here. What are you guys liking in this fight here? Absolutely love McKinney at plus money. Yeah, I mean, I would say bet his round 1 prop, but his round 1 prop is going to pretty much be his money line, right? Battle of the meatheads. The last fight, Vettori. How does Vettori have bad cardio? Durability cardio are probably his best tools. Vettori has great cardio. He can go 25. Went 25 with Holland. Went 25 with a lot of people. Cannonier, Holland. Yeah, this fight's a banger. Absolute banger. Let's not overrate wins against Armen Petrosian. I thought that Armen Petrosian win was good, to be honest. But yeah, Jax McVeigh, that's terrible. That's horrible. That's terrible. Duncan round 1. T-Rex round 1. Hey, I mean, if he's going to win, that's how he wins. Duncan keeps beating guys who are better than he is, so I'm going to bet McKinney and lose. Yeah, Duncan, man, I mean, he's impressed me. I don't know why that's getting pulled up, but so, yeah, I mean, I think I picked against Duncan in all 3 of these. Blachowicz. I really thought it was a great matchup for Vucenic, and he beat Vucenic's ass. He was a big dog against Vucenic, really big dog against Vucenic. I mean, Vucenic was like minus 300. He was a dog against Blachowicz. I think Oki was like minus 180. And then against Rebecki was like minus 200. So Duncan, 3 fights in a row, 3 wins, all as an underdog. He's now the favorite now, though. And I don't know. Rebecki, that's a good win. Vucenic, good win. Oki, I mean, all three of these, they're pretty good wins, all 3 of them. Under 1.5 in the McKinney fight is free money. Yeah, we don't have odds on the total, but I mean, it's going to be a juicy, chalky under 1.5. That's for sure. The Terrence price. Terrence at that price is value. The speed difference is going to be crazy early. Despite that, I've made heaps of money on Duncan, even though he looks like a generic old man every time he fights. I don't know how he does it. Duncan's good, man. But yeah, Terrence is gonna have his opportunities. He's gonna have opportunities to land a big shot. We saw Slava knock out Duncan. We saw Charlie Campbell drop Duncan. We saw Manuel Torres, who we'll talk about, choke out Chris Duncan. So McKinney's gonna have opportunities, but it's definitely got to be early. It's got to be in the first 2.5 minutes. I would lay minus 300 on an under in this fight. Well, you're gonna have to. You're gonna have to lay minus 300 on it. Terrence should win. Duncan is allergic to defense, and his chin has already been cracked. Both guys are allergic to defense, and both guys have questionable chins, but especially McKinney. He has to take full advantage of lines like that. You talk about the under? Duncan round 1, round 2 KO. The Jackson McVeigh. Yeah, the Jackson McVeigh. So they're going to swing dicks, and you think T-Rex doesn't have a chopper? You're kidding. So they might swing dicks. But like I said, both guys can give it, but I'm worried about McKinney not being able to take it. I mean, how many times has McKinney been knocked out just brutally? I don't think it makes sense to bet a money line on either guy. I agree with that. I'm going to look for another way to play it, potentially. I got Duncan around 3. I'd be astonished. I mean, if Herzog's reffing, it might get to round 3. But I don't know what this... That'd be crazy if this fight got to round 3. McKinney hasn't been to round 3 in, like, years. Against Brandon Todd back in 2018, he went to round 3, and the fight lasted 43 seconds into the 3rd round. Other than that, it's all round 1s and early round 2s. Very interesting. But yeah, I can't wait for that fight. My favorite fight of the card. Terrence will quit before it gets that far. Yeah, I agree. I like the fight ends in round 1. Don't want to bother picking a side. Yeah, it's going to be chalky, but I like that too. Potential move fighter. Yeah, I can almost guarantee you that Herzog will be reffing this fight. I can almost guarantee that. What are your favorite Prize Picks plays? I don't know. Does Prize Picks have stuff out yet? I'd be kind of shocked if they did, because there's no card this week. It's next week. So I don't know. I haven't even checked. All right, let's move on to the next fight. It is going to be, yes, another great fight here. We have Grant Dawson going against Manuel Torres. Got a lot of ads on Tapology. They need to make their money, though. Let them make their money, Tapology. Why not? Fill the page with ads. Fill it up. Fill it up. This fight's awesome as well. So I'm looking forward to the Duncan McKinney fight. I'm just as looking forward to this fight, because we got Manuel Torres. We got El Loco. This guy's crazy. I mean, this guy Torres is loco. I mean, you won't find a guy more loco than Manuel Torres. And it's a very intriguing clash of styles here, where you have a complete crazy guy in Manuel Torres, and you have a lockdown grappler in Grant Dawson. And I think it's another one of these fights where the winner is going to look minus 1,000. If Manuel Torres wins this fight, he's going to Bobby Green Grant Dawson. He's going to knock him out in the first round. And that's on the table. I mean, Manuel Torres hits like a truck. I mean, look what he did to Drew Dober, right? And if Grant Dawson wins, he's going to take down Torres. He's going to drown him. He's going to drown him on the ground. So, yeah, it's a really, really binary fight. Torres by knockout or Dawson by milking. This could be a Grant Dawson milking over the course of the fight, or it can be a Manuel Torres knockout. We haven't really seen Torres' grappling tested in the UFC yet. He does have 2 losses by submission, but they were pre-UFC. They were in the first round, and they were like heel hooks, leg locks. I think he's gotten a lot better since then, but his grappling will definitely be tested here against Grant Dawson. I think Dawson's a very good fighter. You know, ever since he moved to ATT, like, he's looked a lot better. He all of a sudden has really good cardio. He all of a sudden has really good ground and pound. That ground and pound it's a nice thing to have. It opens up things on the mat. I remember what he did to poor Rafa Garcia. I mean, that was the best Grant Dawson's ever looked. So, yeah, I mean, Grant Dawson's going to have to weather a hell of a storm here. But if this fight reaches the second round, you have to favor Dawson quite heavily, considering Torres hasn't seen a first round in years. Torres is 19 fights. I believe only one time has Torres seen a second round. So it's a really crazy clash of styles here. I love this fight. I think, again, it's probably a better live bet spot on Dawson, just because he can get brutally served in the first round. But if he can extend this fight even to the second round, I mean, it's going to heavily, heavily favor him. So, yeah, Torres, round 1. But I think Dawson should be able to get the grappling going, but he could also like die. Is the thing that I'd worry about when we're talking about laying minus 200. I think he can easily look minus 200, but if Torres touches that chin, it could be night real quick. What are you guys liking in this fight here? Torres KO. Yeah, Torres KO 1, I think would be how to play him. Wonder what they're going to put the first round knockout at. Torres first round KO or Dawson breaks him down over 3 rounds. I agree. I think that's how you look at it. Plus 250 on Torres. Wow, what a line. There you go. It's a good line. Yeah, why not? Man, I don't know. There's so many ways these fights can play out. I can see T-Rex first round sub. Yeah, that's definitely a path. Thanks for doing this stream, Brady. You're the man. Hey, anytime. Dawson shows levels and makes it boring. I hope it's not boring. I've never thought a Dawson fight. The only Dawson fight that I thought was boring was the Joe Selecki fight. That fight was awful, but it was more so because of Joe Selecki just being content to lose a decision. Bet would be Dawson, but man, I hope Torres at first round KO. It could happen. I love that stat. I'm betting violence in this fight. Yeah, I'm interested to see where they put the total at. Will they put it at 1.5 because it's a Torres fight, or will they put it at 2.5 because it's a Grant Dawson fight? Because Torres fights they always go under, but Grant Dawson fights a lot of times they go over 1.5 rounds. A lot of Dawson's wins have actually came in the second, third round. I don't think Dawson has any first round finishes. Maybe one in the UFC. Draw. It could be on the table. Hit on Salsa Boy. Thanks, Brady. Yes, Salsa Boy just getting it done. And apparently Salsa Boy is going to be fighting December 13th. I don't get this line at all. I feel like it should be closer to a pick'em. I get what you mean. Like there's clear paths for both sides. And yeah, typically that's the case. When you can see such a clear path for either guy, you would think the line would be a lot closer, right? Like you could see Torres knocking out Grant Dawson, and vice versa. You could see Dawson just absolutely serving Torres on the mat type thing. Yeah, either a piping or a milking. I like that. Torres sub lot could be a club and sub. Dawson's it had to be a club and sub, I think. Dawson has to fight the perfect fight in a way he should be this big of a fave. Yeah, I'm not laying 2-1. But if he looked minus 200 at the end of the day, it wouldn't shock me. McKinney round 1 and Torres round 1. Toilet flush parlay. Hey, it's live. Where's Grant's girl? I don't know who Grant's girl is. Dawson 2-3. Yep. Always makes sense. Ground and pound improving to open up the sub. Yep. I like it. Really curious to see where they put this total in the Torres Dawson fight. I think they're going to put it at 1.5. I truly do. I think they're going to put it at 1.5, and I think the over 1.5 is going to get smashed. I think it's going to be like an over 1.5 at minus 200 type thing. That's what I'm thinking. I don't think they'll put it at 2.5. All right, let's keep moving up the card. We got Faraz Ziam going against Nazim Sadykov. And yeah, this is a tough fight because I hate Faraz Ziam. I mean, there's just some fighters you hate. You just hate some of these guys, and Faraz Ziam is one of them. He's just one of these guys that just so low volume. He's not finishing anybody outside of Matt Frivola. He's just winning a lot of decisions, and a lot of times these fights are competitive. He just hasn't wowed me, right? On the flip side, you have Nazim Sadykov, where how can you not be a fan of this guy? I think Sadykov is so much fun to watch. This guy's got that dog in him. So, naturally I look to the Sadykov side, especially at plus money. But I have a weird feeling about this fight because Ziam, although he's really boring, I mean, Ziam's getting really good. I mean, this guy's making so much improvements. He's now being more aggressive. I mean, the improvements he's made in the grappling has been phenomenal. But Nazim's going to make this a dog fight here. So it's an interesting line. Money's pouring in on Sadykov. Sadykov was all the way up to plus 155. He opened up at plus 130, went to plus 170, was hanging around plus 155 for a while. He's now plus 122. And Ziam opened up minus 150, went all the way to minus 200. Now he's minus 142. So money has came in on Sadykov as of late. And I don't know, I feel like it'd just be like a frustrating fight where, I mean, Ziam is just such an incredible minute winner. And Sadykov's really not. I mean, Sadykov was losing minutes to Evan Elder. Sadykov was losing minutes to the bad Bonfim before he got that knockout. Sadykov was losing minutes to Slava Borshev. So I kind of think if Sadykov wins, he's going to have some big moments. He's going to have to grapple. Going to have to make it a dogfight. So I guess I lean towards Sadykov's way at plus money. But I'm not too confident. It's hard to get in the way of Farazim, who's looking career best. Waldo Cortez a cost. That's what he's saying. He's saying he's going to try to get on that December 13th card, which is crazy. I think you're right, 1.5. Yeah, I think it's 1.5 for the Dawson fight. Nazim, I was pissed off, man. When I saw they announced this fight, I was pissed off. I was pissed off because you couldn't find Nazim Sadykov somebody else. You couldn't find him a more willing dance partner. Like, come on, give Sadykov. I'm hoping Zion pulls out. I truly do. And I hope they give Sadykov somebody less boring. I'm on Zion. He's so much cleaner. He's clean, man. He's clean. He's good. Do you like Zion or do you dislike Zion or Poyas more? I dislike Zion more. Another under. Maybe, man. I mean, Zion's just an over-printing machine. I mean, this guy is going over in all of his fights. It's so annoying. I mean, look at that. I mean, the only time he finished somebody was against Matt Frivola, and I think that fight even went over. Yeah, the Matt Frivola fight went over. Mike Davis decision, Poyas decision, Herbert decision, Figlak decision. Got submitted by McKinney. Vendramini decision, Malarkey decision, Don Madge decision. I mean, this guy is... I don't know why they call him the smile killer. He's not killing nothing. He's not killing nothing. He needs to get that nickname out of here. So I don't know if I'd be betting an under in a Zion fight personally. Nazim finish only. That would make sense. Good night, Andrew. Have a good night. Zion finds a way to make Sadykov fight boring. Yeah, that's the worry. That's the frustrating worry right there. Killing fans. Yeah, I'm going to be there booing this fight. Zion is good, but his resume isn't much more impressive than Sadykov's, to be honest. It just comes down to if Sadykov can defend takedowns, I think he'll be able to. I mean, Sadykov, this guy's trained at the same gym as Aljamain Sterling, Merab Dvalishvili. But, yeah, Zion's grappling's gotten good. Zion's grappling's gotten really good. Yeah, killing the fan smiles, it's just terrible. Shit sandwich or a vomit shake. Oh, God. I guess a vomit shake. You could chug it and get out of the way. I'm not eating a shit sandwich. The smile killer is what he does to us all watching. Yeah, man. He needs to change that nickname. He's not killing nothing. He's killing the vibes of this card. I was pissed off when I saw Farazim is on this card, but he's good. He's really good. He hasn't lost in a while. His last loss is what? Terrence McKinney? That fight was a while ago. All right. Moving on to the next fight. It is going to be Mansur Abdomalik going against Antonio Tracoli. And when I taped this fight, I was like, okay, Mansur Abdomalik will be minus 1,000. That's what I thought. Minus 1,000. And I was very close. Actually, I was right on the dot because Mansur Abdomalik is minus 1,000 right now. Yeah, minus 1,000. But I don't know about this fight. And I don't know about Mansur Abdomalik. This guy is very shady to me. He's a very shady man. Mansur Abdomalik has so much power, so much potential. I mean, this guy can knock down a house with his fist. But it's like he doesn't try for the first 7.5 to 10 minutes of the fight. He literally doesn't try. Like, how are you losing a first round to Nick Klein, Mansur? How are you losing a first round to Nick Klein, Mansur Abdomalik? How does that even happen? The Cody Brundage fight. I mean, Mansur Abdomalik didn't throw a punch until the third round. And it's annoying because the under 1.5 is going to be juiced. The under 1.5 is going to be minus 200, right? The under 2.5 is going to be minus 200, and it should absolutely go under. I mean, there's no reason it shouldn't. But Mansur Abdomalik, this guy just doesn't try. He literally doesn't try for the first round and a half. It's the weirdest thing ever. Like, it's actually very suspicious. It's very suspicious that this guy just doesn't fight for the first round and a half, 2 rounds. It's like, are you scared of gassing out? I don't know why. His cardio is not even bad. It's just very bizarre to me. And I'm onto him. I'm 100% onto Merab Abdomalik. So there's probably not much sticking out here. The under is going to be minus 200. Best case scenario. Merab Abdomalik by KO is going to be minus 350. And it's going to be a sweat. It's going to be a very big sweat. So I don't know about this fight. Merab Abdomalik round 1. I disagree. I mean, for him to win in round 1, he's going to have to try. He doesn't try. It's crazy to me. Outside the Dusko fight, he's been, underwhelming to say the least. So underwhelming. Like, it actually kind of pisses me off. I had high hopes for Merab. And you should be starching Tracoli isn't even a fighter. Tracoli's a poker player. I mean, hasn't he got guillotine back-to-back fight? No. He got guillotine against Tresean Gore. And he got knocked out by Sharmagomedov. I mean, Tracoli's not even a real fighter. What did Tracoli do to deserve this? I mean, I don't know. They're trying to make a highlight out of him. Yeah, how do you go to decision with Cody Brundage? Hard to believe his last 2 fights have gone over 1.5. It's so hard to believe, especially considering he fought Nick Klein, who has 5 minutes of cardio. Like, how do you take Nick Klein 7.5 minutes? And then Cody Brundage, who's an under machine. I don't get it. It is so obvious that Tracoli by sub would be fun. That would be crazy. Tracoli winning this fight would just be crazy. Like, I don't know. I don't even know how he wins this fight. Merab would have to Merab would have to throw the fight, which quite frankly, it could happen. But I don't know. We got Justin K. Appreciate you, Justin K, with the $4.99. Thank you for hanging out, Justin. Good to see you in here. Hopefully you're having a good Monday. That line is crazy. Yep, I think Merab is afraid to gas. Something like that. He's either afraid to gas or he's cashing 1.5 rounds, over 1.5 rounds left and right. So the annoying thing about this, the plus 3.5, is Merab probably finishes them brutally in the 3rd round after Merab cashes that over 1.5 ticket. Yeah. Is that Merab Abdomalik eating steak on a yacht? Yeah, get some help. Get some help. They are investigating fights now. Hopefully Malik's bookie tells him to KO him early. Yeah, there's no more shenanigans. You know, we should get a Merab first round KO. We should, but Tracoli just stands there, fails the takedowns, and then gets destroyed. And then he walks forward. So Merab probably gets an early finish to make up for the Brundage performance. I hope so. I hope we see this guy perform well. We need it. We need Merab to do something because his last 2 fights have sucked. Absolutely sucked. Boys, if you need a lock, Merab minus 950 and it moves to minus 1200, is that catching value? No, I mean, we've seen so many minus 1000 favorites lose in the last several years. But yeah, fights aren't fixed anymore, so he shouldn't lose this one. Talk about suspicious fights. Tracoli versus Shara was some weird. Yeah, that was a weird fight. It was a very weird fight. Wait, a fighter and a poker player, not sketchy at all. I think that's his actual job. Like he's a professional poker player, Tracoli. I don't think he's even a fighter. I think he's a poker player. He's playing poker in Vegas and fighting on the side. Like it's crazy. Look at this. 98% of people are going with Merab Abdomalik. Wow. That's crazy. He's minus 1,000. Which, I mean, he should be, but I'm hoping he goes out there and looks minus 1,000, but we'll see. All right, getting into the featured prelim here. It is none other than Macy Barber and Karina Silva. And we got a pretty close odds here. Money's coming in on Karina Silva. She opened up plus 160. She's currently plus 135. Macy Barber opened up at minus 185. She's currently minus 155. And Karina Killer Silva, you know, she can actually call herself killer because she has like a 90% finish rate, whereas Juliana Miller is absolutely not a killer. Karina Silva is a killer, and she's very dangerous. And it's an interesting fight. I don't know what to think of this one because Karina Silva, the one time we did see her take a step up in competition, I mean, she looked awful. I mean, she looked horrible against Viviane Araújo. She looked sloppy in the striking. She looked sloppy in the grappling, giving up position. She was gassed out. I mean, that was a horrible performance against Viviane Araújo. And it's like when Silva's winning, she more often than not, she's winning by finish. You know, she has power on the feet. She's a very opportunistic submission game. And I don't know. I'm not sure she's going to be able to knock out Barber. I'm not sure she's going to be able to submit Barber. Kind of think Barber's the better minute winner here. I don't know. I kind of lean Barber, but didn't Barber just like pull out of a fight 5 minutes before it was supposed to happen? So that, I don't know. Nothing's really sticking out here on this one for me. I think Barber's physicality might come into play here, be able to kind of dictate where this fight takes place. And on the feet, Silva has more power. Barber has better striking. I guess I lean Barber by decision, but I don't know. It's a weird fight. I don't love it. I don't love the matchmaking on this one. What are you guys liking on this one here? Almost untouchable then, over 1.5 around plus 130. Maybe we'll see where they put the totals. I think the over could hit. It shouldn't hit, but it could because Mansur just messes around too much. You like in Silva there, yeah. I mean, plus money can't go wrong. Karina is okay value here. Where is Barber's head and health? That's the problem. We don't know. She just, I mean, I don't know if she was sick or I forget what happened, but she literally didn't walk out. The fight got canceled like 5 minutes before. Karina's a competent fighter. Barber runs forward with her fist out. She's not the future. Yeah, she's not the future. I mean, she's been calling herself the future since she's like 20 years old. 98% of people on Mansur. 2% of people need some help. Yeah, that's crazy. 2% know he's going to throw. And he could throw the fight. He absolutely could throw the fight. Macy might not even be able to make the fight. That's true. That's true. Does Macy gas quicker with the extra weight from the new titties? Yeah, people have been saying, did she actually get new titties? I've heard a couple people say that she's gotten new titties. I'll have to do some extra research there. Another dogger pass for me. Yeah, it's got to be dogger pass. Macy's implants pop mid-fight. Jeez. Sylvia exploded breast cutlet. Oh, my gosh. I hope not. We got Mata. We got Mata with the $19.99. Appreciate you, Mata, saying I'm not waiting in line for that brew. Thanks for doing the stream early and always be money. Appreciate you, Mota. That Mota right there, he just bought me almost one beer at the T-Mobile Arena. Last time I checked, it was like 20 something. I'm pretty sure that's probably like $25. So appreciate you, Mata. Get to get myself a nice beer at the T-Mobile Arena. Probably gonna get like 8 of them. Probably gonna spend over $200 on beer at the T-Mobile Arena. And Mata helped me out with one of them. Appreciate that. Plus 3.5 Silva odds. Yeah, that could be decent because I think she has all the finishing upside, and she should be able to win at least one round. Probably the first round, right? When she's fresh, yeah. Plus 3.5 could be interesting. Solid bathroom break, beer break, yeah. Which is sad to say because I like Silva. She is a killer. She is fun. She is exciting. But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of an interesting fight. And that's a good point. Like Barber has so many physical issues, mental issues potentially. I got to see her make it to the ring. Yeah, that's all. And that's not good. That is not great. Having a seizure is not a great base for MMA. Not good. Did they pay Blanchfield to win check for the Macy fight? I believe they did. No actual evidence. She had a seizure. You people will believe whatever you want to justify your bet. Well, there were no bets, though. So people aren't justifying their bets. No bets happened because the fight didn't happen. So all bets voided. I don't know if she had a seizure or not. Macy's were sponsored by my titty back Oral Boy. Yeah, shout out to my titty back Oral Boy. Completely saved my day on Saturday with that knockout. Fake tits is the worst base for women's MMA. Fading her. These are good points. These are points that I didn't think about when I was researching this fight. I was more so thinking about the cardio of Barber, the the better, striking and the physical. I wasn't thinking about the fake tits, the health issues. So you guys are helping me out here. You guys maybe swaying me towards a dog or passer potentially, because I didn't think about that other stuff at all. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I gotta run and grab my charger because my laptop is going to die. So I'm gonna grab my charger, but I'm not gonna leave you guys hanging. I will play a video if I have. I should have a video here for you guys just to pass the time while I grab my charger. All right, here we go. Another head hangs slowly, child is slowly taken, and the violence caused such silence. Who are we mistaken? But you see, it's not me, it's not my family. In your head, they are fighting with their tanks and their bombs and their bombs and their guns. In your head, they are crying. Here we go. It's for Priscilla. In your head, zombie, 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 ay, what's in your head? In your head, zombie, 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 ay, oh. All right, had to grab my charger, and we are back. What is up, Gus with the heart? We got what? No, did I play the right video? I hope you didn't get porn. That's not good. Chill, yeah, absolutely. Brady, I can't even look at you when you sing. Why? Already hard. What? Yeah, shout out to Priscilla Castellera, man. Her last fight didn't go her way. She got knocked out by Jaws and Edwards, but she'll be back. You can't kill the zombie girl. Brady, your voice, didn't appreciate that. That's disgusting, Bruce. That's disgusting. All right. So yeah, it is now time for the main card. If you guys have not already, be sure to smash the like button for me. Subscribe as well. I'll be getting out my full card breakdown and prediction video within the next couple days. I'm thinking maybe Wednesday would be nice, day before Thanksgiving. And yeah, big week coming up next week. UFC 323. Looking forward to ending the year very strong. But we got the main card opener. It is going to be Brandon Moreno versus Taira. And interesting line movement here. We have Taira, who opened minus 110, went to plus 110, and is currently sitting at minus 125. Brandon Moreno opened up minus 110. He's currently sitting at plus 105. And yeah, I like Taira here. Taira, this guy's so much younger. He's 6 years younger. Moreno, he's only 31, which is crazy. Almost 32. He's going to be 32 in about a week, right? About a week or 2 weeks. He'll be 32. But yeah, it kind of feels like he's older. It feels like he's older because, man, Moreno's been fighting for a long time. He's been fighting for a very long time. This guy's been in so many wars, and I still think he has a good 3, 4, 5 years left in him, to be honest. But Taira is part of this new generation of MMA guys. I mean, Taira's incredible. The grappling's phenomenal. The wrestling's getting better. The striking's getting better. He has power in his hands. And I like the fact that it's a 3-round fight. A 3-round fight for Taira, which means he needs to pretty much just get this fight to the mat 2 times. Because Taira, like I said, not the best wrestler, but once he gets the fight to the mat, that's the round or the fight. His grappling's incredible. His control's incredible. And yeah, I think he has a good chance to beat Moreno here. On the feet, Moreno definitely the guy with more volume, more tools on the feet. He has some good kicks. But I think Taira hits harder. And then I got to give the grappling advantage to Taira here. So kind of curious to see where these odds go. Taira minus 125 now. I don't hate it, to be honest. But I also don't want to like disrespect Moreno. Like Moreno's a former champion. This guy's been fighting at such a high level. I just kind of feel like it's Taira's time now. And I truly believe that Taira will be a champion in the future. I truly think he will be. Like once Pantoja retires, I could definitely see Taira being a champion. Taira's only 25 years old and he's so freaking good. Only loss comes against Brandon Royval in a very close fight. So, yeah, I like Taira. I think it's Taira's time. Lego Boy doesn't stand a chance. I think he stands a chance. We can't completely count him out, but I think it's a very winnable matchup for Taira. Oh God. Oh God. Poor Jack Hermanson. Poor Jack Hermanson. Oh my gosh. Submission. I don't know if Taira is submitting Moreno. That would be hard to do. But maybe. I mean, Taira's submission game is so slick. I mean, I think he's going to submit a lot of people. But submitting Moreno would be tough to do. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but I will be champion one day, I promise. I believe it. I believe it. The next generation has arrived at flyweight. It's arrived. I agree. It's arrived. Taira, Van, Mokaev. I would tend to agree. All three of those guys. Moreno's a live dog here. Yeah, I mean, if he stuffs the takedowns, is able to kind of scramble if he gets taken down, keeps the fight on the feet. Yeah, he can win this fight. I just think the grappling is going to be the difference here. I don't think Taira will hang with Moreno on the feet, but he's probably still making more improvements fight to fight in the striking. Yeah, I think he definitely is. Because this striking, it's gotten a lot better. Like, he used to be very low volume. He's always had some power, but striking's looking a lot better. The wrestling's looking a lot better. And he's always had that grappling. Pantoja's got him all beat. Yep, but Pantoja's 36, 35, 36. Pantoja won't be fighting for forever. Taira lost round 1 to Perez. But yeah, Perez, like you're saying, Perez isn't a bad fighter at all. He just he seems to just make little mistakes that cost, or big mistakes in this instance, that cost him the fight. I mean, Perez was looking incredible against Aslan Mabayev, and then he gets tapped out with a standing guillotine. It was crazy. A lot of people lose rounds to Perez. He's a good minute winner. He just has an uncanny ability to get finished. Yes, it's like it's some type of fetish he has. I don't know. I mean, Perez has been finished a lot. For instance, he has great takedown defense, but if you climb up him, you've got to. Yes, his takedown defense is good, but his submission defense is not good. So, yeah, I'm leaning Taira. No props really interest me. I know we don't have any numbers out, but I'm assuming this goes over. I'm assuming it's a decision one way or another type thing. Well, yeah, I lean Taira's way for sure. All right, next fight. We have Jan Blachowicz going against Bogdan Guskov. This is such an intriguing fight. And I wish we did have Weezy here. I know Weezy is enjoying his week off, as he should be. He's a very smart man. He's doing the right thing. But I would be curious to know Weezy's thoughts on this matchup, because he hates Bogdan Guskov. I mean, he hates this guy so much. I mean, he hates him so bad. I think he bet Zach Palga against Bogdan. And we're gonna get his thoughts next week on Stat Diggers, but I don't know. I don't know what to think of this fight, because I remember when Bogdan Guskov made his debut, and he was a pick'em against Volkan Oezdemir, and I'm like, what the hell? What the hell? Why is Bogdan Guskov a pick'em against Volkan Oezdemir, a guy that's been fighting the top of the division his entire career? What sense does that make? How does that make any sense? It is a pick'em, and I was on some sort of under there. I was on some sort of Volkan inside the distance there. I didn't call him by sub, but I mean, he went out there and Bogdan looked awful. He was getting pieced up on the feet. He got dropped. And then he got submitted by Volkan Oezdemir. I believe giving Volkan Oezdemir his very first submission ever. I mean, Volkan Oezdemir is submitting nobody, but he submitted Bogdan Guskov. And since then, he's rattled off 4 wins. Credit to Guskov, but he beat Zach Palga, who's cut and who has no chin. He beat Ryan Spann, who has 1 round of cardio. He beat Billy Elikana, who took the fight on 2 days' notice. And then he beat a completely washed Nikita Krylov. If he beats Blachowicz, it'll be by far his best win of his entire career. And man, I mean, looking at these odds, minus 120 for Blachowicz, plus 101 for Guskov. If this fight was like 2 years ago, I mean, there'd be a max bet placed on Blachowicz. I kid you not. If this fight was like a year and a half, 2 years ago, because look at Blachowicz. He lost to Carlos Olberg in one of those decisions where it was competitive but clearly in favor of Olberg. But I mean, he was competitive for a lot of that fight. Alex Pereira, that fight was very competitive. It was a very close fight. It was a split decision. All came down to how you scored round 2, I believe. And he lost that split decision against Alex Pereira. Like I said, a very close fight. And then he had a draw against Magomed Ankalaev. Right? And then he lost to Glover Teixeira. Like, look at these losses. I mean, Teixeira, Olberg, Pereira, and even that draw against Ankalaev. The big problem with Jan Blachowicz, and it's a problem that cannot be ignored. It cannot be ignored. Blachowicz is 42 years old. He's 42 years old. 9 months. Like, that's not good. That's not good, man. Does he have one more in him? Does Blachowicz have one more in him? I don't know. And I'm worried about Jan because that Glover fight was a horrible look. Remember that fight? That was a title fight, right? And Glover gets him down, and the choke isn't even locked in. And the choke is in for maybe 1 second, insta-taps. I think he had like a neck problem. And that was like 4 years ago at this point. So I'm worried about Blachowicz. I'm worried that he's really old. Like at 40, 42, 40, like he's one of the oldest fighters on the roster. And yeah, I mean, at these higher weight classes, you can definitely get away with it. It's not like he's a 42-year-old bantamweight or a 42-year-old featherweight, but it still is concerning. But holy crap, he should absolutely kill Guskov here, right? I mean, am I missing something? I mean, Guskov, he's so hittable. I don't think he's the best minute winner. I really question his grappling. I mean, Ryan Spann was having a field day with him on the mat before he gassed out. Does old man Blachowicz get it done? I don't know. It's very intriguing. Blachowicz opened up minus 150. He's currently minus 121. Guskov opened up plus 130, currently plus 101. What are you guys thinking for this one? Does Guskov become a top 5 light heavyweight? Because that's what would happen. Blachowicz is ranked number 5 in the light heavyweight division, according to the UFC rankings. On Tapology, they have him ranked at 7, but in the UFC rankings, they have Jan Blachowicz as the number 5th rated light heavyweight. Is Bogdan Guskov going to be a top 5 light heavyweight? I think that'd be crazy. What do you guys liking in this matchup? Am I crazy to be wanting to go with the old man in Jan Blachowicz? Let's see. Think Pantoja retires if Van KOs him. I don't think he retires yet. I think Pantoja has a couple more in him. Is he getting close to retiring? I don't know, maybe. I mean, this guy's accomplished so much. I don't know if Guskov can handle this step up again. Look at what happened with Volkan. Jan is old, but he's no joke. I mean, yeah, the one time he fought somebody and any relevant at all, he looked like a bum in that matchup, quite frankly. He looked horrible. It was his debut, so we can forgive him a little bit, but the one time he fought somebody halfway decent, he didn't just lose. He looked like a complete bum. Gosh, I mean, it'd be such an easier pick if Blachowicz was like 39. Was it on short note? Yeah, it was his debut. We can forget. We've seen so many guys go out there and just craft the bet in their debut. What's up, MMA Tar? Good to see you in here. Jan hasn't shown that Polish power in a couple of years. He'll have to wrestle. I think if he wrestled, that'd be very smart, actually. If he wrestled here, I think it'd be a very smart game. But can he wrestle at 43 years old with coming in here with the double knee pads, the double knee sleeves? I don't know. Yeah, he hasn't knocked anybody out in a while. Like, even that Rakic fight was an injury. His last knockout win had to have been like Dominic Reyes, right? And that was a while ago at this point. Jan, easy. Yeah, what is Tapology prediction saying about this one? Wow. 65% of people are going with Blachowicz on Tapology. That's kind of surprising because Guskov's hot right now. Guskov's the hot fighter out of the two. Not in terms of looks. Of course not. I mean, Guskov's horrifying looking. I mean, that's the type of guy you'll see in your nightmares and in horror movies. But he's like the hotter fighter in terms of like what he's done as of late. Yeah, Jan is not chinning the division anymore. Even the power is gone. The Polish power is never gone. Come on. He's got one more in him. I envision Jan leg kicking and wrestling. I think Guskov is KO or bust. Jan is not really trying to wrestle nowadays. He really never wrestled ever, to be honest, outside of the Ferreira fight. And I thought that was a phenomenal game plan. He just kind of gassed out. That was a fight that was fought at elevation. And I think the elevation had a lot to do with it. But I thought that was incredible game planning from Blachowicz. I would kind of like to see him go back to the wrestling in this match. I think it'd be very smart to do so. I mean, Guskov would destroy Anthony Smith. He would absolutely destroy Anthony Smith. Guskov hits bro with a gravity bong size hit to the liver and shuts him off. Yeah, Guskov, he does have power. Give me the Polish power. Knee and ankle sleeve. Yeah, he's going to have the knee sleeves. He's going to have the ankle sleeve. He's going to have a neck brace on. Yeah. Polish power and chin don't leave. Yeah, his chin's held up very good. I mean, his chin held up against Ankalaev, Ferreira, Olberg. Like, the last person to knock out Blachowicz was, I believe, Thiago Santos back in, 2018, 2019. So, yeah, the durability seems to still be there. Guskov, the first guy to KO Jan since Santos way back in the day. I believe in this guy for some odd reason. And I think the reason you believe in him is he just keeps on getting it done. Keeps on winning. If you bet Jan but not Pantoja, I'm calling Cash Patel on you. Please don't call Cash Patel on me. Yep, that's true. That's absolutely true. It's not like he's a bantamweight or a featherweight. So the age, it doesn't matter. It matters, but it doesn't matter that much. We got Tyler in the building. What's up, Brady? I got a 17-leg parlay mixed with UFC, NFL, and NCAA football. $20 for $27K. I only got Merab, Grant, Duncan, Turner, and Iwu left. Does this cash? $2K current payout. Nice, man. I like Merab. I like Turner a lot. I like Iwu. I like Merab, Iwu, and Turner a lot. Grant, Dawson kind of scares me just because he can be knocked out early. And then Chris Duncan also kind of scares me because both Grant Dawson and Chris Duncan, they have very dangerous opponents early on in the fight. But yeah, looks solid, man. That'd be a crazy, crazy hit. $20 into $27K. The skill gap is wide and Jan has a good chin. Agreed. I agree. Jan's winning. Big Jan, big Dan Guskov, Joy Boy. What? Jan's chin might hold up, but those old man muscles failing him 100%. I'm worried about the neck of Blachowicz. The way he tapped against Glover was very suspicious. We got the Carrillo with the $9.99. Appreciate you, the Carrillo. He says, Brady, thank you and Unk for your individual sacrifices and efforts to constantly grind and crank out content. A great Thanksgiving to you and your brothers. Appreciate you, Carrillo. Enjoy Thanksgiving as well. Should be a fun Thursday. Got some solid football games on Thursday. And it's always nice hanging with some family. A nice family day. I'm looking forward to. I always look forward to Thanksgiving. The football, hanging with family. There's nothing better. Nothing better. Appreciate you, Carrillo. I got Yana plus money. Guskov is so mid. I'm not even sure he's faster than a 54-year-old Blachowicz. Yeah, plus money is good. That's good, man. I wouldn't mind some plus money on Jan. He was that plus money for a second. Yeah. Looks like money's coming in on him. Broken Krylov, Elikana, Span. I'm not impressed. Yeah, me either. We got the milkman in the building. One of the moderators, actually. He says, I was very sad there wasn't going to be a stat diggers for my 3-hour drive tomorrow. Thank you, Brady, for saving my drive. Happy Thanksgiving. Hey, I'm glad I can save it, man. Yeah, I wanted to do some content. And it's going to be a good amount of time. 2 hours just about. Going to be going about 2 hours here. Talking some fights. Bit of the old grind and crank. What does that mean? All right. Let us move on to the next fight. And did that guy ever come back to tell me if he rewatched the fight? Did he go back and rewatch that Marshall Santos fight? Haven't heard from him. I don't know. All right, we got 3 fights left. We have Henry Cejudo going against Peyton Talbot. We have Talbot opened up minus 250, currently minus 275. And Cejudo opened up plus 210. And he's currently plus 235. And yeah, it kind of feels like Talbot's getting like Cejudo at the perfect time. Because, man, I mean, that was a bad look against Hani Barcelos. It's a really bad look. Barcelos is like 40. And Barcelos took him down 10 times. It was a bad look. But Talbot went out there, took a couple months off. And, man, he made a lot of improvements, Talbot. Between the Barcelos fight and the Lima fight, who Lima's a great prospect. I mean, he made so many improvements with the takedown defense, the scrambling ability, the get-up game. I was really impressed with what I saw from Talbot in that Lima fight. And I think that Barcelos loss was the best thing that could have happened to Talbot. This guy was minus 1,000 and got embarrassed. And he went back to the drawing board, and he worked on that get-up game, that takedown defense, that grappling, that scrambling ability, and he just looked much improved in the next fight. And we're going to expect that. We're going to expect improvements each and every time we see Talbot in there, because this guy's only 27 years old. And he's going against Henry Cejudo here, where on paper you think that, yeah, Cejudo, we just saw Barcelos take down Talbot 10 times. Maybe Cejudo can, but man, Cejudo just doesn't wrestle anymore. He just doesn't wrestle. He hasn't wrestled much in a long time. And even like back in the day, like even back in the day, he wouldn't wrestle all that much. Like, he's averaging like one takedown per 15 minutes over the course of his career. Hasn't really wrestled in years, to be honest. And he hasn't won in years. The last time he won was against Dominic Cruz back in, 2020? 5 years and 6 months ago is Henry Cejudo's last win. He's now a 38-year-old bantamweight, almost 39 years old. I didn't think he looked that great in the Song fight. I thought he didn't look that great in the Merab fight. I thought he looked okay in the Sterling fight, but yeah, it's hard to have really any confidence on Cejudo at this point. I think Talbot's getting him at the right time. I think Talbot has the get-up game to get back up if he gets taken down. And then on the feet, there's just a really big size advantage. 6-inch height advantage for Talbot. 2.5-inch reach advantage. He's just the better striker. He's younger by 11 years at this point. I think it's a great matchup for Talbot, and the odds reflect that. They're onto it, man. Because Talbot opened up minus 250, went to minus 180. He's now minus 275. So they're definitely, I mean, he's almost a minus 300 favorite. Like, if anything, that's kind of disrespectful to Cejudo, to be honest. But yeah, I get it. But they're definitely all over this one. What are you guys liking for this fight here? I don't know. I haven't looked into it. Haven't looked into any football yet. This Talbot guy is so zesty, it's making me believe. Okay, Cejudo was talking about how he felt like he was getting beat up in training for the first time on his podcast, and he's going to retire. Yeah, it's not good. It's not good, man. It's not good when you hear fighters start to talk about retirement, right? If Henry wrestles, it'll be easy. So like I was saying, though, let's go to his stats page here. Against Song Yadong, 0 takedowns. Against Merab, 1 takedown. Against Sterling, 3 takedowns over the course of 25 minutes. He had 3 takedowns against Demetrius Johnson back in 2018. 3 takedowns against Sergio Pettis. The most takedowns he's ever landed was like 6 takedowns back in 2015. I don't know. Does he have that in him at 38 years old? I don't know. I mean, I guess I can maybe see it. But even if he takes down Talbot, like, is he going to hold him down like Barcelos did? I don't know. I don't really like Henry here. Basically, at the glory hole, Talbot told me he was locked in. Okay. There you go. I would love to see Triple C take him down and bludgeon him, but we all know it ain't happening. I'd like to see him try it for sure. 5'4" versus 5'10". Yeah, big size advantage. I mean, Talbot's a big bantamweight. This is a strange fight. If Talbot lets it go on the feet, I think he boxes Cejudo up. Cejudo is tricky on the feet. Yeah, he's good. He's definitely good on the feet, especially when you can mix in that wrestling, make your opponents think. I love Cejudo, but they're making him lay money on fruit roll-up. Why are you calling him fruit roll-up? I think he was asking what side is the best. Oh, I thought you meant like what side in terms of like NFL bets. What side? I guess mashed potatoes. Maybe 3-1 is a fair assessment. Maybe even thin value, but how could you live with yourself after seeing Hayani execute the game plan despite being old and washed himself? It's a good point. MMA media members can't score fights as well as I can, by the way. What's up, Chop? You let John Anik convince you. I didn't let John Anik convince me nothing, man. Because fighters can improve and Barcelos isn't washed. Yeah, Barcelos just beat Ricky Simone. That was a great performance from Barcelo. Cejudo doesn't wrestle much. Very easy fight in theory for him to win, but Cejudo probably wants to go out on tap in a war. Did he really talk about retiring like that? If he did, that's not good. He won't get more than 10 seconds of control time. Yeah, I think Henry can absolutely take down Talbot. I mean, everybody can take down Talbot, but can he control him is the question. Because Talbot's scrambling ability and just the willingness to get back up was phenomenal in his last fight. Size and age gap are too wide, and if he KOs Peyton, I'll fight Francis Ngannou blindfolded. I don't think he's knocking out Talbot. Talbot's super durable. All right. It is now time for the co-main event. Probably my second favorite fight on the card, right behind the Chris Duncan Terrence McKinney fight. Really looking forward to this fight. Alexander Pantoja kind of cleaning out the division here, and Joshua Van getting a well-deserved title shot here. Let's see where these odds are at. Pantoja opened up minus 260. He's currently minus 225. Van opened up plus 220, currently plus 190. So yeah, there's absolutely some spots sticking out for this fight. Can't wait to see where they put these props at. But yeah, I mean, I think it's a very binary fight. On the mat, Pantoja has it's an astronomical advantage. I mean, Pantoja has one of the best ground games in the entire UFC. If this guy gets to your back, I mean, the fight's going to be over shortly after. And on the feet, Pantoja is a good striker, but he's very hittable. He relies on that chin. On the feet, you have to favor Van. Van's striking is incredible. The volume. I mean, that fight against Royval was crazy. It's crazy how much volume Van can put out and not even get tired. Like it's wild. So, yeah, Pantoja is going to look to get this fight down to the ground. If he does, he's going to have a big advantage. But if this fight kind of drags out, gets extended, or Van's able to stuff some of these takedowns or get back up, this can very well be a fight. So, yeah, it's one of those spots where I kind of think that I can absolutely see Van being a champion in the future. He's only 24 years old. Like, that's crazy to me. This guy, Van's 24 years old, And he didn't start fighting until like what? Was it like 2019? Wow, 2021. Van didn't make his pro debut until 2021. And he's made this much improvements in the span of like 3 years. Like, that's insane to me. And he's made so many improvements. Like, even like the last couple fights, he's made so many improvements. Yeah, Van is absolutely going to be a champion one day. But is it going to beat Pantoja? I'm not so sure, because it's a tough matchup. It's a very tough match, because if Pantoja gets on top of you, there's just a big advantage for Pantoja in the grappling. Pantoja is a legit BJJ black belt. Van just got like his blue belt. I think there's going to be an astronomical advantage in the grappling. So I kind of lean towards Pantoja getting that early submission. But if this fight gets extended, it's kind of weird with Pantoja. We've seen him slow down in the past, but he's one of those guys that's able to kind of fight through fatigue late into the fight. If you slow down against Joshua Van, like, it could be problems. So I kind of think it's Pantoja early, Van late type thing maybe. Van late KO props could be interesting. Pantoja's sub prop is always in play. Yeah, I think there's a couple different ways I'm going to attack this fight, depending on what kind of props we get. But yeah, I lean Pantoja. I'm not laying minus 225 on him, to be honest, but I do lean his way with the grappling advantage. What are you guys liking in this fight here? Talbot will smoke Cejudo. I think he beats him. Will he smoke him, though? I don't know. Talbot is 11 years younger. And yeah, that's big. That's 11 years is a lot. Welcome back, Jup. Watch the fight one more time and get back to us. Oh, gosh. I watched the Cejudo's podcast. Here's what he said. He felt like he was getting beat up by young guys for the first time. Oh, boy. If he isn't training wrestling anymore, only striking and conditioning. Oh, he isn't training wrestling anymore, only striking and conditioning. Okay. Because his wrestling is good enough, he says, okay. And this is his last fight, so he confirmed it. Oh, God. Oh, that's not good, man. That's not good. Pantoja is going to sub this blue belt easily. If he gets his back, he might, man. Van is young. Van will absolutely be back. If Van gets beat, I hope he takes 9 months off. Dude needs to stop fighting every 40 days. I actually agree. Imagine Van taking 9 months off and using those 9 months to get better. Like, we could see an unstoppable version of this guy. And I think that would help out his durability too. Like, Van gets hurt a lot. He got knocked out by Charles Johnson somehow. Like, how does that happen? He got wobbled against Edgar Torres. He gets hurt a lot, Joshua Van. Pantoja's beating Jan for sure. He's been a black belt since before Van was training MMA. He's been a black belt for a while, you got to imagine. Van is bad everywhere. Pantoja is good, not bad where Van is good. Pantoja, big lock city. Van's not a bad striker. Come on. But I think a big significant advantage for Pantoja on the mat. Can't bet Van here. He's way too green for El Pantera. Pantoja's last loss before Van even started his MMA career. Yeah, off the top of my head, I can't tell you. Pantoja's last loss, was it Askar Askarov? Or was it Davison Figueiredo? It was Askar Askarov back in 2020. And lost to Davison Figueiredo back in 2019. Yeah, he's been on a really good run. Really good run. Yeah, it makes no sense. I mean, he lost it. I still can't believe that. He lost to Charles Johnson by knockout. Van gives his back up a lot when he gets up, going to play Pantoja sub. I mean, Van makes a lot of mistakes in the grappling. Like in the Felipe Bunez fight, this guy's rolling for a leg against a black belt in Felipe Bunez. What are you doing, Joshua? Why are you rolling for a leg against Felipe Bunez? If you roll for a leg against Pantoja, you're in trouble. You're in trouble. He has a lot of confidence down there. Talbot and Bogdan and Turner is my Unk murder parlay. Oh, gosh. I like Turner. I like Turner quite a bit. I'm probably not touching the Talbot fight. And then I actually think the one Unk that is live is Jan Blachowicz. I think Jan Blachowicz is a very live Unk out of those three. Van does have good takedown defense, though. He pushes those hips way back and sprawls nicely, but Pantoja is another level. Yeah, it's crazy with Pan. Like, even like Kai Kara France is somebody who has elite takedown defense for the division. I think Kai Kara's takedown defense was like 90% before the fight. Pantoja took him down in every round. It was actually quite impressive. So, yeah, Van does have good takedown defense. It's gotten a lot better as well, but I still think Pantoja probably does get him down. And once he does, it's gonna be a problem. It's gonna be a very big problem. Ground is lava type thing. Charles Johnson is dangerous. Yeah, I guess he is. Pantoja and Volk reversing the 35 plus. Yeah, there was that 35 plus title curse for, it was like such a crazy number. Like they were like 0-20 in like the past 20. It was something crazy like that. But Volk's got it back, and Pantoja's just been winning nonstop. Merab and Pantoja, and still, Askarov is the most Game of Thrones name I've ever heard. I think he retired, sadly, Askarov. Oh, yeah, Manel Kopp versus Joshua Van. That would be a crazy, crazy fight. Pantoja KO. That'd be annoying because I'm probably going to take a shot at the sub. But yeah, Van did get knocked out by Charles Johnson. He has been hurt a lot. Turner's problem is the mental. Yeah, the mental part. What do you think the under will open us? For this fight, I'm thinking 3.5. I think they'll put it at 3.5. And I think the under will probably be minus 150. That's what I'm thinking. I think they'll put it at 3.5, and I think the under 3.5 will be minus 150. Since probably favoring like a Pantoja sub. But maybe they'll put it at 4.5. I don't know. We'll have to see. I really wish we had totals to talk about. But we'll be talking about them next Monday on Stat Tickers for sure. Yeah, still no totals. I think Van has been hurt more and worse in the striking than Pantoja has in his entire career. Yeah, the only time Pantoja's been hurt was against Figgy, I think. I mean, Pantoja just doesn't get hurt. And he eats some big shots. Yeah, Pantoja has a lot more fights. Yeah, I mean, Pantoja's durability is ridiculous. All right. Main event. Merab Dvalishvili going against Petr Yan 2. Number 2 here. And so when I saw they announced this fight, I was kind of pissed off because I had already booked the hotel for this card. I already booked the flight, and I don't want to watch 25 minutes of Merab humping Petr Yan. So I was like, okay, this is a nice co-main event. Where's the main event at? But they never added another fight, and I guess this is the main event. I don't know. Am I crazy like that? I'm not really that excited for this fight. Like I'm more excited for the prelims than a title fight. Is that crazy to say? But it's because like we already saw this fight, and it was Merab 50-45ing Petr Yan. I mean, the fight wasn't even remotely close. It was one of the most one-sided fights you'd ever see. And Merab put up and to his credit, put up an incredible performance, attempting 49 takedowns in that fight. I mean, that fight was just an incredible performance. Like, how does that even happen? How does that even happen? He went out there and he attempted 49 takedowns. That's a video game, not even video game number. I don't even think you could do that in a video game. You can't even attempt 49 takedowns in a video game. I mean, you know how hard that is? He attempted 49 takedowns, completed 11 of them. And I don't know. It's a very interesting situation here because I mean, in the first fight, Yan was like minus 260. Yan was minus 300 on some books, and now you're getting Yan at plus 350. But it's hard to have any confidence in Yan after watching the first fight. Like, how can you watch the first fight and want anything to do with the onside? I mean, it just wasn't even remotely competitive at all. Like, it wasn't even close. So, yeah, I mean, Rob opened up minus 260. That line's been hammered. I mean, he got all the way down to minus 600. and it's really hard to argue with it. I guess the question I have is, like, did Jan have like an injury? Like, I've heard people say that Jan had like an injury in that fight, or something was wrong with Jan. And if that is the case, if Jan was injured, maybe he's able to put up a better fight here. But it's just really hard to watch that fight and have any confidence whatsoever in Jan. So I think it's probably Merab, and Merab by decision. I don't know. I'm not too excited about this main event. Gee, I mean, and they had the props out for this one too. The over-under set at 4.5. The over 4.5 is minus 340. Holy crap. The over 4.5 rounds is minus. I don't think I've ever seen something like that. The fight goes the distance is minus 380. Merab by decision is minus 210. And then I was looking at like the Merab 4-5 decision. It's like minus 300. It's crazy. It's insane. So yeah, I don't think I'll be betting this fight. I mean, it's really tough to lay minus 500 on Merab when he was a big dog to Jan in their first fight. It's really hard to lay minus 200 on a decision prop. It's really hard to lay minus 340 on an over. It's just really hard to find any value whatsoever on this main event. If anything, it's probably a dog or pass, but it's probably dead money on Jan. So, yeah, this just feels like a fight I'm staying away from, to be honest. What do you guys think for this main event? Anything sticking out? It's unplayable. It's unplayable. Not crazy at all, dude. Merab's fights are not entertaining. I don't love it. I love it when I have him on DraftKings. Like, I'm gonna have a ton of Merab on DraftKings. Maybe that'll make it more exciting. But in terms of like watching him as a fan, I don't know. Like, I remember I was with my buddies at B-Dubs watching the Merab's last fight against Sandhagen. And it was just such a buzzkill. It was just we just got done watching the Roundtree fight, the Roundtree-Yuri fight. It's just such a buzzkill, that fight. Watching Merab hump Sandhagen's legs for 25 minutes. I don't know. I don't like it. You sure you don't want to pick flip from mashed potatoes to sausage stuffing? I used to like stuffing. I don't really like stuffing anymore. After I learned what's in stuffing, I kind of stopped liking it. It's like breads in it. I don't know. It freaks me out. Jan has a puncher's chance. That's about it. And yeah, he does. And it's hard because Merab is so durable and Jan is not some murderous power puncher. Jan by KO plus 950. Merab's entries are still sketchy. If he decides this time he's going to try and strike, he can get countered badly. I do think we'll see a better version of Jan for sure. Because, I mean, that first fight was just one-way traffic. Like, it can't be any worse than it was the first time. Only way Van wins is if Pantoja fades late. No chance he clips the champ's iron chin. Van KO 4-5 is the only bet to make if you like the Van side. I would tend to agree. I think if Van's winning, it's 3-4-5. I agree with that. Jan really needs to win rounds 1 and rounds 2, but he always starts slowly. Yeah, that's not good. He does always take off the first round. I don't mind that. Ladder the combined significant strikes, yeah. Because Jan did, to his credit, Jan did do a really good job stuffing Jan stuffed 40 takedowns. Wow, that's a really good point. Was that in the Apex? Let's take a look. Yeah, I believe it was. That's a really good point. And obviously the smaller cage would favor Merab, right? So that's a good point there. Maybe I'll look at the Jan plus 3.5. I bet the Sandhagen plus 3.5. It was a phenomenal bet. I mean, Sandhagen gave Merab one of his toughest fights, to be honest. And Sandhagen, I thought he might have won round 1, and then I thought he might have won one other round. I just needed him to win one round, but he got 10-8'd, I think, in the second. So it didn't hit, but yeah, maybe like a Jan plus 5.5. Jan plus 7.5 type thing. We'll have to see what the odds are on that. Merab's going to smash in submission. It's just so tough to have Merab winning by finish. Merab submission plus 700. Yeah, I think so, but they're going to be onto it. I mean, the takedowns are going to be set at like 8.5, right? It's going to be something crazy. Jan ate some bad crawfish and had Ebola for the first fight. What? There is no way. There's no way. Rob is starting to finish his opponents now. He's evolving rapidly. The question isn't if he'll win or not now. It's about will he finish Jan this time or not. That being said, Merab by decision. Yeah, just because Jan's so tough. Jan's very, very tough. Very tough guy. Rob usually starts slow as well. Lost round 1 to O'Malley. Lost round 1 to Sandhagen. Some of the judges gave round 1 to Merab, though, which was very annoying because I lost my bet because of it. But lost round 1 and 2 to Umar. Don't like this fight and don't like the bets. Yeah, nothing's really sticking out to me. Nothing's really sticking out to me on this one. Naimov, Santos, Naimov, KO again. I'm leading Santos. I usually fade guys that fight too often, but Merab might be an exception. Yeah, I would tend to agree. Brady, can you give us a milking and a piping for this card? Also, a 3-leg parlay you feel comfortable with? We'll do the milking and the piping on Stat Diggers on Monday, but I can kind of talk about like who might stick out. Like for a piping, we might look at Mansur Abdomalik. We might look at Iwo Baraniewski. Jalen Turner, more than capable of piping Edson Barboza. Somebody's getting piped in the McKinney Duncan fight. If Torres wins, he's piping Dawson. So yeah, it'll probably come down to maybe Iwo Baraniewski, Mansur Abdomalik, or Jalen Turner. One of these three for the piping. For the milking, I don't know. Maybe Grant Dawson potentially could milk Manuel Torres. I think that'd be a good milking. Pantoja potentially a milk. And then Merab is known for milking. So, yeah, we'll talk about that on Stat Diggers. 3-leg parlay. Jalen Turner, Peyton Talbot, and Merab. Probably my 3 most confident picks. Talbot, Merab, Turner. Obviously, Abdomalik, but he's minus 1,000. And then I don't mind Baraniewski. 49 takedowns is more than 16 around. That's freaking ridiculous. 1 takedown attempt every 18 seconds. That's crazy. Then take out the control time where Rob got him down. It's even more insane to think about. It's so insane to think about. I got Merab by unanimous decision at minus 150. Yeah, that's a good way to get the price tag down for the decision. Minus 150. That was a good look. Happy Thanksgiving. You feel the animals. See y'all next week. See you next week. He had a broken... Yeah, that's what I heard. I heard he had a broken hand, Merab. Merab had a broken hand. If you rewatch the first, you can see he threw the right hand like 5 times in total. And yeah, that could be something to mention. If he had a broken hand in the first fight, if he ate some bad crawfish the first fight, small cage the first fight, we could see a different fight here. We could see a closer fight. I would still lean Merab, but minus 500. I mean, it's so wide. A torn labrum. Oh my gosh. Something did look up with Jan, to be honest. There's DK same game parlays where you can take Merab money line and the over 1.5, Merab 4 or 5 takedowns, and that should bring his money line way down. Yeah, that's smart. Taking a guy like Merab and doing something like that, taking from minus 500 to get him to minus 150 maybe. Appreciate that, MMA Jackal. Appreciate that. All right. Final thoughts for the night. Great card. Looking forward to this card. I guess the fight I'm looking forward to the most is that these 2 fights were here. I mean, Chris Duncan, Terrence McKinney. And then right after that, I'm really intrigued by the Manuel Torres, Grant Dawson fight. Really looking forward to these 2 prelims. And then I'm looking forward to the co-main event. I think that's probably the people's main event. Pantoja Van. Like, I think that's another very intriguing matchup. I kind of want to see how Van does in this spot. I want to kind of see if Pantoja can keep clearing out the division. I mean, Pantoja's just been so dominant. And we'll see where the props open up. See where the over-unders open up, hopefully in the near future. But yeah, some spots for sure sticking out. Couple money lines potentially sticking out. Kind of want to see where these lines move, though. But yeah, overall, really good card. I just wish there was a different main event. Like, if this card had a good main event, I mean, this could be one of the better cards of the year. If we ended it with, like, I don't know, something exciting. Something fun. Like, I don't know, something a lot better than Merab Dvalishvili. I don't know, but we'll see. Maybe it's a fun fight. All right, guys, I'm going to head out. It's been fun. Thank you guys for watching. Like on your way out, subscribe on your way out, and be on the lookout for my full card breakdown and prediction video. There's a couple fights I want to look into a lot more. And once I do that and hit up the graphics guy and get those graphics, I'll be getting out the prediction video maybe tomorrow or Wednesday. Best of luck, everybody. Have a happy Thanksgiving, and we will talk to you soon. See you later.